Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Kenny Conversation. I guess about a week ago, we started something called Catching Up. We've had great conversations with Brother Rusty, and everybody wants to know what he's up to. So here we are, brother. It's the big day. It is August 9th, and charity ride. So we're gonna raise a lot of money. But first and foremost, big news today. How many cup races have you won at Bristol Motor Speedway?
I won 9 of them so far. And so far because
That's
could have won 13, man. Damn.
All the great athletes, I talk about how great they are, and I go, what do you remember? Oh, that one time I didn't win. Well,
That's it.
so today,
I've won 9. That's it.
But you're a badass. I mean,
Yeah, I like that place.
I think Darrell Waltrip, Cale Yarborough, and you. Is there anybody better than you at Bristol?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Real quick now, before we get off on a tangent, and we will give you what you're waiting for. We know that you like a little bit of juice, but today, Rusty, Major League Baseball, Marcus Smith, we all know that your track, Bristol Motor Speedway, you know, so many years ago they had, it was a Tennessee, college football team. They played Virginia, and they did it inside.
Yeah, I was there for that, actually.
Okay, well, and they set a record, like 150,000 people.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, I'll never forget sitting up in one of those suites looking down at everything. And that football stadium looked so tiny inside the Bristol Motor Speedway, we thought it would look the other way around. Because Bristol's such a small track. But when you get up there and look at Bristol, it's like the Roman Coliseum there, you know?
Yeah.
But to put a football stadium inside of it, I thought it would have filled it all up. It didn't get close to filling it all up.
Right, and I forgot that you were there. 150,000 people. Was it hard to get in, or did you helicopter in?
No, we drove in. It was good. I brought all our car dealership guys. They were all there. They brought buses in. I remember that from Knoxville, Tennessee. We were all together for that weekend. It was just a blast.
Okay, so the news at hand. Big news today. Major League Baseball. It is going to be the Atlanta Braves versus the Cincinnati Reds, August 8th, next year, 2025.
Where at?
They're going to do it in the infield.
What?
You don't even know yet.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So they're going to play baseball inside the stadium?
Yeah, you know what?
The Bristol Motor Speedway?
You know when you would roll off.
Wait till I tell my wife Patty that.
We're going. We're
How about
going.
that?
We'll get tickets. You know him, Marcus Smith.
Hey, man, I'll get us free tickets.
Yeah. So you're going to look at it later on. We're getting ready to go on your charity ride. There's the logo, great logo. But let's talk about it real quick. So you would always come off turn 4 and go down pit road. That's right there is going to be where home base is going to be. They're going to have some short lines. I think, you and I are used to 410 center field, maybe 340 down the right field line. I think they're going to mean the 300s. But you and Patty really love Cardinal baseball, and it's a little secret. Tell me about your love for Cardinal baseball.
Well, Patty loves it a lot, and I do too. There's no doubt about that. But, I mean, she knows exactly when every single game is going to take place. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 7:15 at night, 8:40, whatever. She knows it all,
Yep.
And she just loves it. When I get home, actually, I just like to sit in the couch in my pajamas and watch it too.
Me too.
And
Yep.
the only thing about it, it ends pretty late a lot of times.
Well, you're
And, man,
East Coast too.
And it makes me tired, man.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it a lot. We're out here right now for our charity ride.
Yep.
Which is going to happen today, and it's going to be just beyond fantastic. We're hoping to raise $250,000 today.
You'll do it. That one bike raises. I'm going for 150,000 is what I think.
For the bike?
I think it's going to go. It's always gone for 100, 110.
Yeah.
And, I've been out here now 4 years with you, and it always goes for 100, 110. Where's the money go to?
The money goes, 50% of the money goes to the NASCAR Foundation, supporting all children's needs. The other 50% of the money goes to Special Olympics of Rapid City, and their team is called the Flames. So it's a Rapid City Flames, Special Olympics in Rapid City. So a real great cause. We've raised a ton of money for them in the past. So much for we were able to pay for new ball fields to be built for them. And it's just been wonderful. So today is all about charity. We don't keep a dime for administration, none of that stuff. All the money goes right to them. But it's going to be a wonderful day.
So a lot of people say, what's Rusty up to? I've been with you a lot lately. You own with your team, Rusty Wallace. What do we call it? Rusty Wallace Cars. 9 dealerships in Knoxville.
Well, that's our brand new website for our internet. It's rustywallacecars.com. And each got all the individual dealerships, where there is the Chevrolet store, the Ford dealership, our Honda, Nissan, Toyota, 3 Kias, and we're coming out of the ground right now, just about finished with our new Hyundai dealership, actually. So that's at 9 dealerships right now, and great partners. Been in the business now for 36 years with my main partner, Ray Huffaker, and we're great friends, and it's been wonderful. But changing gears a little bit.
Yeah, we're just talking about everything.
We're talking about the baseball a little bit.
Yeah.
So my wife, we're out here right now in our bus, and she's got channel 671 turned on in that baby.
Yeah,
and
671, Valley Midwest.
Valley Midwest. She's on 671 on DirecTV, and she's watching the Cardinals all the time. I just love it.
Yeah. So we thought we'd bring that up because Rusty is the king at Bristol, and I saw that on the news this morning. And we talked about your 9 dealerships. But listen, I want to say something. I want to comment on you. I want to give you an attaboy. My whole life, I've known you as a fighter, a warrior. Don't let nobody get you. But now, you always taught me, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And I live 90% of my life through everything my big brother taught me. Now you've got your money put away, and you are just constantly raising money for people. You're raising charity out here. You got a bike ride down in Daytona. When did you decide that, man, I'm just going to start raising money for great causes?
I think it probably started. I've always been like that, but not to this extent. But I guess it was when I was asked to be on the board of the NASCAR Foundation by the late Betty Jane France.
Yeah.
That was 2000 and the end of 2005. Literally 2 weeks after I retired from driving full time. So I retired in 2005. I got a phone call 2 weeks later from Betty Jane. She says, I want you to be on the board of our brand new NASCAR Foundation.
That had to make you feel like $1 million.
It did, and I did. And
the owner of NASCAR, Betty Jane.
And then I asked her, I said, well, Betty Jane, why do you want me to be on that thing? And she says, well, now you're not controversial. I said, okay.
Now you wonder where I get my mouth from. Yeah. All you got to do is go back a couple years.
So that was cool. So, it started in 2006, us raising money, for the foundation. And then, you get different people calling, and a lot of the stuff makes sense. What we're doing out here, I got a phone call from Rod Woodruff, who owns the largest biker bar on the planet, the Sturgis Buffalo Chip, 6 years ago. And he said, hey, I want to do a ride, and I want to call it the Rusty Wallace ride. And I'm, wow, that's an honor, So, because out here in Sturgis, this is gigantic out here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Millions of people come for this ride. But anyway, we started raising money for this cause, for the NASCAR Foundation and for the Special Olympics of Rapid City. So that's been a real big one of mine. Lately, we've been raising a lot of money for the Boys and Girls Club. In fact, you were with me a couple weeks ago.
Yep,
we were in Tennessee.
Yep.
We went to Tazewell, Tennessee. Remember that?
Yeah, home old Bloomer, Scott Bloomquist. That's all they wanted to talk about.
And we wrote that little city a check for $104,000, I think.
Man.
The year before, we did a Rusty Wallace in the mayor ride. The mayor's ride. Knoxville, Tennessee. So. We raised $107,000 on that ride.
2 years ago, I'm still bragging on Rusty. 2 years ago, I was out here for the whole week, and I was on, you dropped the green flag, you opened Sturgis up, and that was the mayor's ride. We went to Mount Rushmore.
That was an incredible honor.
I had a fun.
When you think of Sturgis, the largest motorcycle rally in the world with over 1 million people here for this event, and they made me the Grand Marshal of the whole Sturgis motorcycle rally.
That was big.
That's how much they know I care about motorcycles.
So
I love motorcycles.
Let's switch gears real quick. We're catching up with Rusty Wallace. This is not an hour and a half one, although we'll come back around because he's still continuing to make memories. Let's switch to NASCAR. We see, the vice chairman of NASCAR? Mike Helton is out here.
Yeah, Mike Helton's here with us this week.
For you.
He'll be at the ride today.
Yep.
And then we're all going to be at the flat track races on Sunday. First time ever in the city of Sturgis, racing around.
Oh, in the city?
In the city, racing in the streets.
So they're going to race on the pavement and maybe some concrete?
Yeah, they'll put a little dirt down probably,
What kind of bikes are those?
Oh, man, you haven't ever seen those things?
Baggers?
They're beautiful.
Or flat track?
No, they're flat track looking bikes.
Yeah.
Indians, Harleys, they're really cool. They run fast as hell too. So But Mike's out here with a lot of NASCAR ground.
You got a lot of NASCAR support. They love you.
You know, NASCAR owns the Flat Track Motorcycle Association, so that's the reason he's here.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
And for the ride today.
Yeah, he was at your event last night.
Yep.
You know, where they handed out all our shirts.
We had Karen Davidson with us last night, the founder of Harley Davidson. Her father, Willie G, everybody knows.
That's
so
big.
Karen was here last night. She came in with her entourage to see all the bikes, and she was so nice. She supported everything. She says, Rusty, which made me feel really good. She says, these custom bikes you guys are building, they are over the top. And she has seen everything in the world. And for her to tell us that last night was really good. And plus the cause.
Yeah.
I mean, we're projecting over 200,000 today in monies, gathered up for these charities, and we're hoping for more. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, let's switch gears real quick and end like this. You are a NASCAR champion. You've won 55 Cup races. You're in 7 Hall of Fames. You've done it all. And I'm kind of popular for saying you've done it all. 2 drivers that deserve it, but you truly have done it all. As you watch NASCAR today, we're getting close to the playoffs. What do you think is next gen car right now? It's been going a 3 years now. What is your take on NASCAR right now as we're getting close to going into the playoffs?
Well, seriously, I really do. I had question marks about the car, but I do like the car. One thing I do like about the car is that it's really made a lot of drivers able to show their talents. There's drivers out there that are really running up front that I personally thought were good drivers, but average drivers.
Yeah.
That weren't up front on a consistent basis. And now these guys with this new car are up front every single week, and they're able to show their talent. And there's not, the cars are so identical, it's unreal. Really the difference is the pit crew, the strategy, the small amount of setups in the car. But look, the horsepower is almost identical. The body shape is identical. All the rules are identical. And because of that, it's let teams that maybe weren't the greatest teams run with the good teams. And so that's one aspect I like a lot.
Awesome. All right. We're going to end it like this. Everybody always wants to know silly stuff. You know, what ice cream you like, color like that. But we're going to end it something a little more serious. A lot of people always say, well, how did you get where you got, things like that. So just quickly, 2 people, besides mom and dad, 2 people in your career that there's no way you would have made it to where you're at. Who are they?
Don Miller. Don Miller's one of them. Don Miller is been a great friend of mine. We moved from St. Louis together to come down and race in NASCAR with the Blue Max team, the number 27 team.
Yep.
And then we later together built Team Penske. Don owned 24% of the team. I owned 24%. Roger owned 52%. We did that right to the day that I retired.
And that was called Penske South.
Yeah, but there's more people. The guy had helped me financially look after monies and take advantage of the new deals and stuff. Dick Pacer, just amazing. Now it's Rob Williams.
Both St. Louis people, Dick Pacer and Don Miller.
Yeah, that's right. But Roger Penske.
Yeah.
Roger Penske's got to probably be my biggest mentor.
He was your tutor. You really admire him.
He's the one that told me, he said, man, look, Rusty, when I was at the top of my game, he told me, he said, you know what, one of these days you're not going to be driving, and you better have something else going on. Because a lot of these guys drive off the hood ornament. They don't think about the future. Don't think I'll always be a race car driver the rest of my life. And when their career's over or starts to dwindle, when they're not competitive any longer, which happens to all the drivers.
Yeah.
I see them all fight it to the very end. And they just got to face fact that, hey, man, you had your heyday, and now you're getting older, and you're just not as competitive. That's just nature. But, Penske is the one that really helped guide me through to look after for the future,
Right.
But Don and Dick and now Rob Williams, those guys are there with me. But my partner also in the car dealership business, Ray Huffaker, we're talking 34, 36 years of being in the business. I don't think we've ever had one argument that I can remember.
Well, okay, that's it, everybody. I'm going to leave you with this. You can never get on top of that mountain by yourself. You always need somebody. My big brother, it's true. I was on his coattails my whole life, and I'm still on them. Everybody needs somebody. His boss is his wife, and Roger Penske. I tell Rusty, I said, Rusty, pretty much it's you, Dick Trickle, a little bit of Schrader. So I encourage you all to get somebody you admire.
Hey, are you ready to go ride a bike yet?
It's
time to go.
He's getting embarrassed. He don't like me bragging on him.
It's time.
All right.
It's time to ride these motorcycles to start the 6th annual Buffalo Chips Rusty Wallace charity ride presented for the first year. Presented by Harley Davidson. I'm pretty proud of that. Right here in the shirt.
Right there. All right. Remember,
Right there.
we are in
presented by Harley Davidson.
Here, let's do that.
Let's get that right.
That's good. It looks good.
And we're in Deadwood, South Dakota. And look at the shirt, the bike we're going to sell.
Turn around. Let me see.
It's the bike we're going to sell.
Let me see. Oh, that baby's going to go. That baby's going to. You built that. You and Steven did. Looks good.
Brand new 2024 Road Glide. One of the coolest hot rods you've ever seen.
All right, brother.
We'll see you there.
Yeah, hold on.
Check in later. We'll tell you how it went.
Tell them this. Say, you can see this. You can listen to it in podcast form. Just say that. You can listen to it in podcast form. Listen to this.
You can listen to this in podcast form.
On iTunes and Spotify.
There you
We'll
go.
see you next time.
Just what he said.